Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Chelsea from the blog, thecottagevegetable.com. Today I am just going to take you along with me in my own kitchen and show you some of the things that I have been making. I am going to start with my sourdough bagels. Now I like to make a bread product every day. I try to have a homemade bread product no matter what that looks like every day. Sometimes I will make double batches some days so I'm not actually baking something every day, but today I have to make a fresh new batch of bagels. My sourdough bagel recipe is very easy. It's just a cup of starter, a cup of water, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then 2 teaspoons of salt, and then anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5 cups of flour. Now the goal with sourdough bagels is to get a stiff dough. So you have to remember that you are going to be boiling these the next day. So you really need a stiff dough. And I will actually show you in this video why you cannot boil soft dough, because I actually made a little mistake the next day later in this video. But anyway, it's a good lesson to learn. You're aiming for a very stiff dough, so you can anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5 cups will usually do. Let that knead until you can tell it's starting to get pretty glossy. I let it sit overnight in a bowl. It's not going to double in size like sandwich loaves or artesian loaves are, or any other kind of dough. This is a very dense dough, which is okay because like I said, you're going to boil it. So my first step in the morning, so this is the next morning, is I will shape it into a ball. And then I will divide it into pieces. I do a small batch recipe. Now sometimes I will double it so I can put some in the freezer, which I did the other day. But for this one, it's just the regular size batch, and it is 8, usually 6 to 8, depending on how big you'd like to make them, 6 to 8 bagels. I ended up with 9 of them total today. Yep. I want to make bagels, buddy.
You're going to make bagels?
Yeah.
But make the shape.
Now to shape the bagels, I am going to just re-roll them into balls and then just stick my finger through the middle and stretch out that hole a little bit, and then that is it. I let my bagels rise in the oven. I put my oven on the warm setting and I let them rise for 30 minutes. While they are rising in the oven, I also get a pot of water with some baking soda in it going. That way it's boiling by the time they're done rising. Sometimes because you need a lot of water, sometimes it takes a while for it to get boiling. So right now I'm gonna just let them rise and then let my water get boiling, and then I will come back to the bagels. While I'm waiting for the bagels to be done, I'm actually gonna go out to the garden and see what I can pull. I'm not getting a whole lot out of the garden yet because I got it planted late this year, but there's always a few surprises to pull, so I'm just gonna go out there and see what I can get. Hi girls and grapes. Sisters. So there's lots of greens and a few cucumbers to pick. I'm not going to pick them right now. I'll pick them later for lunch. But the garden is going good. I am at the precipice of getting beans and some other crops too, so it's very exciting.
Lena, my name? Are you a...
Now, I won't lie, I got carried away outside being with my kids and my birds, and I kind of forgot about the bagels in the oven. Not that I forgot about bagels, but I actually just forgot about keeping track of the time. So these overproofed in the oven. They got really, really soft. Now, I was not about to give up. I was just going to boil them and bake them. I just knew at the end that they were going to be very misshapen. I'm going to show you bagels that I made the other day. I already posted this to a short, but they turned out really well. So this is what they look like when they are boiled. They are going to bake for 30 minutes at 400. And when you cut them open, they should have that crunchy crust with the soft middle. The batch I did today actually didn't turn out that bad. There was only a couple really flat ones, and the rest of them we still could cut in half. They were just, like I said, they weren't shaped very well. Now, we took our breakfast straight outside. We have been eating outside every single chance that we have been given because it is just beautiful outside, and we have just set up a little spot on our deck that we can just go outside and plop right on down. Now, the next recipe really takes advantage of your garden. So even if you have a very small garden and you just grow a few vegetable plants, you probably can still grow enough to make the salad. Now, it is a cucumber and tomato salad. The original recipe that I get this from is a book called Serving Up the Harvest. It is great. I will link it down below. It's a great cookbook. I evolved this salad recipe to fit what I have in my garden. So right now I have tons of greens. So these are beet tops, which I love beet tops, kale and Swiss chard, and honestly that's the only greens that I like to grow in my garden. You also need some cucumbers. I picked some onion tops. I don't have any onions that are ready to be cut into. They're all kind of small. So I do onion tops, and then I have store-bought tomatoes right now because all of my tomatoes are still green. Anyway, so the original recipe is just cucumber, tomato, and a small diced onion, and then covered in this dressing that I'm going to show you here in just a second, which is delicious. By the way, it is delicious just being cucumbers and tomatoes and an onion. But like I said, I have tailored this to what I have in my garden, and I have a lot of greens. I have a lot of Swiss chard out there and quite a few beet tops, so I need to eat those up. And this has just been almost every day. I eat this. I go out there and try to pick enough to make at least a bowl for myself. So today I have the cucumbers from the garden, the store-bought tomatoes. I have my onion tops to replace the diced onion. And then I just have a good handful of Swiss chard and beet tops. And then the dressing is also very easy to make, which I will show you in just a second. So I do the same measurements for the dressing no matter how much I have. It is 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, which I have this delicious sweet cherry balsamic vinegar from Cherry Republic, which is a Michigan company. It is so delicious. If you can get your hands on it, I'm pretty sure they let you order. At this point, they're a pretty big company now. Anyway, it's so good. I highly recommend it. Other than that, it is a teaspoon of sugar and a half a teaspoon of salt. Just drizzle that over and stir it all around. I actually like to give the salad at least 5 minutes to kind of sit, let that sugar and salt kind of melt a little bit, dissolve I should say, and it is so good. I have been trying to eat this every day as the garden is in absolute abundance with these ingredients. We ended up with quite a bit of rain that day, but for dinner, I wanted to make this lemon balm chamomile lemonade to go with our food that we ate. All I did was grab a handful of lemon balm and chamomile from my garden. I let it steep in some boiling water for about 10 to 15 minutes. Lemonade is very easy. It's just lemon juice, sugar, and water. Just this one, I just poured this tea right into the lemonade, and it turned out so good. It was almost a floral floral lemonade, which sounds weird, but it was truly good. And lemon balm is one of the greatest herbs out there. Well, I hope this video helps you in some way, and I will see you in the next one.